What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another installment of the 3 to T series, where I'm attempting to play every single course within GSPro by playing 3 holes per course, the 1st, the 9th, and the 18th. Goal here is to go even par through the 3 holes, give you guys a good look at all the different courses GSPro has to offer, and then whatever video gets the most amount of views throughout however many I post, whether it's 1 or 2 videos or a video every single day. I'm going to be coming out and doing a full 18-hole live stream, which I wanted to mention. Last time I came out, first time using the webcam connected right to my computer, wasn't very happy with the output, but I tweaked some settings and should be a little bit better. For whatever reason, it's a 2K web camera and it works seemingly a lot better when I go down to 1080. So I will likely end up just going back to my old camera, what I did before, because it seems like whatever I do, I can't beat the quality of that 4K camera. But the reason why I'm doing this today is because, one, I want to test it again, but two, if these first couple rounds go all right, I'm just going to do a couple test rounds here. I am planning on doing right after this the first live stream, hoping everything goes to plan, but that's why I'm using this again. But just expect in the future I'll probably go back to the other 4K camera because that quality is a lot better. Still need to do some tweaks on all the different color settings I can do and whatnot within the camera for GSPro, or for within OBS rather, but I think this is at least a step up and an improvement from the last time I was out here. But getting into it for today's video, we are playing the bridges at Montrose in Montrose, Colorado. Course designer on this one is CE Sim Golf. So we're going to give this a go. Looks like a pretty cool first opening hole. So without further ado, let's get into it. First hole, par 4. Playing the furthest back tees like always, 428 yards. Take a look at the flyover. I did switch around again some settings for basically like the screen recording, so I'm hoping there's no really significant lags or technological hiccups. I think first and foremost, I changed around the camera settings. It looked like a little bit of a stutter here for this flyover. I may need to reduce basically there's so many different options you can do within OBS for how you stream and then screen record. I stepped up the quality and I messed around with the camera settings. I'm hoping I didn't jack things up too far to where my computer's starting to struggle, but again, that's why I'm testing it out here. And worst case scenario, next time I come out, if I use this, I'll just bump down the settings, the quality settings, just a tad, so it'll be a little bit smoother. But let's see what we can do here with the first tee shot. Hopefully, using the newer mic again, hopefully that sounds all right. Gonna aim up here, left side of the fairway, play this baby fade, and hopefully get off to a good start for the first driver swing of the day. It is worth mentioning it's officially legging season out here. It's about, I think, 62 degrees, definitely colder. Got the quarter zip pullover on, and it is very overcast. There's some bluer sky in the distance, but it is a little bit darker, so I jacked up or just increased the lighting a little bit. So from my test when I was on the range, it looked like I'm probably a little bit too, I guess, overexposed. I'm not super technical with all the different camera settings. Kind of looks like I'm a little bit too bright, but because it is very overcast and it is darker out here, I want you guys to at least be able to see it. But colder out and only a 2% chance of rain despite how overcast it is. So if it does start to rain, I'll have to pack things up here pretty quick, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right. Lower off the toe, that's going to draw, and we aimed up the left. 103.8, 150, get into the fairway. All right, we just snuck it in there. Got about 263 on the rollout on this one. Leaves us with 168, down about 2 yards. We're on a downslope as well. It's going to come out a little bit right, plus my fadey slice. So I'll aim there, and I'm going to go GSPro suggesting 8 iron. I'll probably go 8. Who knows, first couple swings here, especially when it's colder out like it is now. Ball's not going to go quite as far, and it wasn't going as far on the range. But we'll try the 8 iron, see what happens. If we stick the green, we're in for par. If we get really lucky, inner circle, birdie. But if not, we'll just have should be a short little wedge shot. There is a penalty area up here, but as long as I at least make contact with it, I think I can get up and over that with the 8 iron. But you guys won't be seeing this, but as long as everything goes to plan, you guys will be seeing this video and possibly 1 or 2 more that I do after this later on. But as of maybe an hour or so from now, I'm going to do the first live stream, and you guys wouldn't imagine all the behind-the-scenes testing and different stuff I've had to order on Amazon and whatnot to get things to work. So fingers crossed. I am excited about the first live stream. Hopefully everything goes well. But again, first one's going to be a bit of a test run. Have to mess around with some streaming settings, but 8 iron. All right. A little bit heel. He struck it halfway decent. It's going to overfade, but we did aim left. Distance was there, just flared it a little too far to the right, so we're going to have to chip from here, I believe. So it's going to be a little 13 yards, 60 degree. We're on an upslope. It's going to come out a little bit right, and the green's going that way, though, so I can probably just leave that. Maybe even go a tad further right, just for a little bit of roll. And I'm going to try to hit this about 10 yards in the air with the 60 degree, account for about 3 yards of rollout, and hopefully put this relatively close and say par with the inner circle here. Maybe a little bit too much. It was straight. May need to sit though. Sit right past the pin. All right, a little bit long, but we got it in there for a par. So even through one as we fly over to the 9th hole. Again, 3 to T series. First hole, 9th hole, 18th hole. Ooh, this is a daunting one. 9th hole, par 5, 520, and it's only down about 4 yards, if that, just under 4 yards. So this is a long one. Take a look at the flyover here together, and I will be checking. This flyover seems a bit smoother. You never know. Even my old settings, it would sometimes stutter a little bit, but on these, the ultra settings here within GSPro, plus the screen recording and everything else, kind of again a little bit of experimentation going on, but seems all right. From my end, seems watchable and good enough quality. But let's not forget to aim. So we got to get up and over this water. We got water all along the right. Definitely going to aim out this way. Wasn't really expecting a draw off that first tee shot, but we're going to aim here and hopefully keep it dry and possible to reach this in maybe, I don't know if we're going to get it in 2, possibly with a 265, 270 yard drive and then a really good 3-wood or a 4 hybrid. But let's just, first things first, not put the horse too far in front of the cart, hit a good tee shot here and get ourselves into play. Low in the face, should be straight. Wow, it's drawn again. Not expecting that. I must be releasing my hands a little bit better. Might have to start aiming more center. I mean, that's fine. We're in the rough, but long way home, and I'm playing, kind of setting up and aiming for the baby fade, which hasn't happened these last two, but 251 out of the rough, down about 2 yards. So let's see. Looking like 3-wood oh boy. I don't know about this. This is going to have to be a really good 3-wood in. 6%. Oh man, I might have to rethink this. Might have to lay up. 6% on 250 is another, what is that, 13 yards? 14 yards, something like that. So I got 265 total, which is not going to happen. I'm just worried about that water up there. I can lay up over this way. So if I go there, as long as I don't pull it really far left, that's at least dry. I may even go further. So we'll go there and hit 3-wood up there. I'd much rather be in those bunkers. I don't know if it's going to get that far, but be on that line, stay safe for the water with the 3-wood, and just have a wedge into the screen, hopefully. But we'll see what we can do. That's the game plan. A little bit chunky, should be pretty straight though. Little baby fade, 2.5 spin axis. Caught the mat first, but that'll be fine. Honestly though, even though that was a little bit heavy, swung it at 96.4, 145 ball speed. Caught the mat a little bit first, but that's not terrible. Ooh, the sun's starting to pop out a little bit. Hopefully it hasn't messed with the camera settings too much. But that was manageable. Honestly, I could have taken a little bit more of an aggressive line if I knew I was going to hit it like that. But leaves us with 40 yards out of the rough, down 2/3 of a yard. It's going to come out left, and we're on a downslope. So taking all that into account, we're going to aim here, and 6%, that's going to be like 2-3 yards. So we're looking at 42, 43 total. The downslope, the 2.6 of downslope, plus the rough is going to kill a little bit of spin. So I'm thinking I could either open up a 60 and try to get 35, 40 yards, or I could do a 56. Let's try the 60, launch it a little bit higher, land it softer. It is a par 5, so we are in decent shape. Well, I gut it up, pushed it a little bit right. Yeah, popped it up just a little bit too much, but we're on the green safely, so would have liked my chances if I had another shot at that. Probably could have got that inside. That wasn't the most difficult shot in the world. Could have got that inside the inner circle for a birdie, but I will take 2 pars in a row for sure. So brings us to the 3rd and final hole, 18th hole, par 4 here at the Bridges at Montrose in Colorado. It's a par 4, 424-yard hole. Let's hit the flyover together. All right, water. It is nice. Usually in my old videos, I would be setting up the tee and walking around. At least with this, I can look at the flyover with you guys, and I kind of have an idea going into this of hazards, water. Pretty cool course, though. Water looks really good. Obviously, graphics, like always, are awesome, but definitely cannot afford to have a pull draw on this one. So we are going to aim right there, give ourselves some room both left and right. Definitely would favor the right if I can. This one, obviously, I'll probably aim right and then have a big spinny slice to the right, but two draws on the first ones, which I wasn't expecting, so hopefully just keep this thing relatively straight on this line. Even a little bit of 2 to 3 spin axis either way is manageable, but would like another par here. Oh, that's left. Uh-oh. All right. That felt more left than what Garmin read that as. Garmin had that as a baby draw, 1.9 spin axis to the left. Swung it at 106, 153. That's not too shabby speed-wise. I just thought that felt more of like a... And that wasn't a duck hook, but that definitely felt like that should have been further left, which I thought possibly we were going to come close to that water. But all in all, honestly, pretty good shot. I'll take that if I could do that every time. Leaves us with 145 down just... excuse me. Just shy of a yard. So, pin's in the front, but I do not want to mess with coming up short with that hazard area. So, we are going to aim, I guess, right at it. We'll go here. This will fade, and I'm just going to hit a full 9. Usually 145, 144. That would be a choke down 9, but if I don't catch all of it and I don't do exactly what I'm trying to do, that brings that front hazard into play. So, I'm just going to go full 9. Usually play it to about 150, 155, and that should put us on the green inside that +2. It is kind of a smaller green, the pin's tucked front, but takes a little bit more of this front miss out of play. And worst case scenario, just have a little bit of a wedge, try to get inside the inner circle for a par. Popped it up to the right, but at least it'll be dry. That'll probably miss the green to the right. Yep. But that's why I take a full swing with it, because if I did that with a choke down and I was being more aggressive at the pin, that could have been trouble. Granted, I flared it right, but this is with 15 yards. At least we're on an upslope, so this should be a relatively easy up and down versus being on a downslope with a massive lip. But it's going to come out left. It's going to launch pretty high, so I may need to put just a little bit extra on it, but it's going to be a 60 degree, 25% out of a greenside bunker, so another 3 or so yards, plus it's up a yard, so we're looking at about 19 total. It's going to come out left, so we're going to aim here, and with this upslope the way it is, it's going to launch even higher and come down softer, so I can get away with right around 17, 18, 19 yards of carry. So open up the 60 degree, hopefully we get lucky, sneak this inside the inner circle, and get out of here with a even par 3 holes. Oh, I pulled it. That's going to be too much too, I think. Sit. Well, there goes our even par unless I chip this in, which isn't impossible, but knew as soon as I hit it, too much on it, and I pulled it left. That's unfortunate. Not the best there, but it's kind of what happens first couple real holes of the day, despite my pretty brief practice session. But upslope a little bit right, so we are going to aim about there, considering it's going to come out a fraction right and it's going to roll a little bit to the right. 8 yards, so probably right out of the rough, which is not much. Probably 5, 6 yards of carry. Gets this pretty close to the pin. Hole out would be really nice for par, but inner circle will be it'll be a bogey, which as long as I don't completely skull it, should be able to get inside the inner circle. May take a couple shots with the Garmin because this is such a delicate shot. So 5 yards of carry, I'm probably in this area about halfway, 3/4 to the net. Maybe a touch more. All right, that was the bottom of the net. Go! And that was a little bit short. Sometimes a little bit tough. I think Garmin's a little bit, I wouldn't say maybe not as accurate, just a little bit more of wiggle room for that shot. It kind of just like nerfs it, so to speak, those delicate little shots. So whether I flew it here or all the way to the net like I did, it probably would have ended up pretty similar. It's just that delicate of a shot. It's tough to get that much accurate kind of readings from the Garmin. But in any event, we got a bogey. So from the bridges at Montrose in Montrose, Colorado, course designer on this one again, CE Sim Golf, seemingly great job. Ended up with a 1 over, so par on 1. I know the video's cutting off this first section, but that's kind of what happens now that I'm using the webcam going directly into here, at least for these ones that I'm planning on doing a live stream after. But I'll be switching back and forth, so hopefully they're still watchable. I think the other one, the first time I brought the webcam out, it wasn't very good, but right now it should be a little bit better. The quality's not quite there for the swing video aspect, but if anything, the GSPro gameplay should look a little bit cleaner and crisper, as long as it doesn't lag too much. But par on 1, par on 9, and a bogey on 18. Take a look at the stats while we're at it. 2 pars, 1 bogey. That's probably getting partially cut off over here, but 4 putts. Longest drive 280, average drive 271. Small sample size with 3 holes, but that is what it is. 151.58 average ball speed. Best speed was 152.99. Again, I don't know why those show a little bit different. We had one that was 153, but kind of is what it is. A little bit longer because I was doing some talking and explaining, but I edit these down. So only 1 out of 3 greens regulation. That's not ideal. I want to be at least 2 out of 3, if not 3 out of 3 with these holes. But we hit 2 out of 3 fairways, so those driver swings were actually decent. Thought I'd draw all 3 of them. First 2 I wasn't really trying to. Those were kind of surprise draws, and then the third one I thought that I hit it even further left, not trying to, but that one was actually decent. But there you have it from the bridges at Montrose. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to reset things here, take a look at this video real quick. Again, I'm probably going to play maybe 2 more, 1 or 2 more, just to make sure everything looks halfway decent. Maybe I'll tweak the just the color settings within the camera just a little bit now that the sun's kind of popping out a little bit. But I am going to be doing a live stream here, so if all things go according to plan, you guys may be catching that and then seeing these videos that I edit and post in the near future. But like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.